Some defenders of President Biden have said things like, of course, you would do that for your son. Who wouldn't do that as a father? President Biden himself said this: I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. What do you think of that argument specifically?
Well, I think it has nothing to do. He's an executive of the country. You can do things as the father, but you use an executive power as a leader, as an executive to do self-dealing and, to have a different treatment to your family. This is only happened in corrupt countries, in countries like we talk about, like Russia and China, where it's all, political elites and people on top are having a different treatment, So it's truly embarrassing for our country, that we try to talk about it. President Biden supposedly, we are like, trying to be defenders of democracy. This is embarrassing. It shows us around the world. It makes us as a laughing stock around the world to show like, you guys really? You go there and tell us how we need to be so much better and what is happening in your country. So this is a really big strike against our, democracy, against our republic and truly fundamentals as a country, not just inside the country, but also around the world. And I think it will have some consequences for that. And unfortunately, it's been happening for too long. And I think that's why American people want to change and they want to truly drain the swamp. And this election was a result of it.
Can you expand on that a little more? What do you think the consequences of President Biden pardoning his son will be?
Well, I think, it's a further erosion of trust of the American people. And if American people don't trust the system of government, well, listen, I mean, Congress has 12% approval rating? I think it's worse than senile president. So I think his approval rating probably went down significantly. But when you have such a low level of approval of government and trust, becomes very dangerous, because we ultimately have a system where people were willing to give up some of their money to protect their rights and give some power to the government, limited power, but power to protect our rights. But when we see now that the government is infringing on rights of law-abiding Americans and ordinary citizens, but pretty much political elites and people with money can get away with committing crimes and not being punished for that, that is further undermine us. And it's become very, very dangerous, because at some point we will reach the point where people will say enough is enough, and we can have a very serious situation in the country if we don't go back and try to build that trust. And this is going to be a big challenge for my party. If we don't deliver, if we're again big talking heads and doing presentations, so the chance was given to us with winning both houses and presidency, and we actually don't deliver again to restore the fundamentals and principles of our country that makes us great, then, we might actually lose this republic to very radical Marxist group of people.